decode it without inviting the spirit of our ancestors to the reasoning table. After all, they propounded and manufactured all these proverbs. Our African proverb of the day is coming from the Akan, and they say what? Funtum frefo, ne denchem frefo, okuta yefunu baako, and so didia no fum. Ochami kabiom, funtum frefo, and ne denchem frefo, okuta yefunu baako, and so didia no fum. Kai ufriayin fiampa. Funtum frefo, ne denchem frefo, kuta yefunu baako, and so didia no fum. Hey, this is deep. Yes, your champion him kasa no say nana wawa swum. Now the conjoined twins share the same stomach. The Siamese twins share the same stomach. Yet, when they eat, they fight over food. Why is it so? Now, the proverb talks about selfishness. Thus, though the Siamese twins share the same stomach, they have different tongues and throats for tasting and feeling the goodies, the food. But ultimately, the food is not basically about the tongue or the throat. It's about the nourishment of the body. And when you look at this, you see Siamese twins. One is called Funtum Fremfo. The other one is called Denchem Fremfo. They have the same stomach. In fact, they have the same legs. And when you look at them, they have two different heads. One could have just decided that, you know what, you eat, so that the next time I will eat. After all, we have the same stomach that nourishes the two of us. But no, because of one sweet tongue, he could just go ahead and eat something that will end up killing the other one and also killing it. Obia person chini minim ochame se inchimode. Think about it, my brother. No, it is all about the welfare of the nation. Yet some people are so selfish. Pesemin komenya, pesemin komudi. My brother, my sister, because of this, our nation, which is the common stomach, continues to suffer malnourishment, because a lot of us are taking out what should come to the nation and they are giving it to themselves. This is the proverb of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Papa J, and I'm a regular student of the African history class. I love the African proverbs, you know. Anoman Tua, original.
Yeah, this is Jack Coffee. Why? We're listening to Blakk Rasta, African history class. We also students here, and we like it. Yeah, more African stories, African history. You see?
The African history class, in fact, Blakk Rasta has brought something new. And this is where we are all listening to our own history. Ghana, Bakwasem, Bibi Mai, Bakwasem, Black, Nyamisha.
Otororo, Otororo. Autonomo na African history class samen. Autonomo na African history class samen. Blakk Rasta glono.
Blewe, blewe, blewe miada pelo, blewe miada pelo, blewe.
Agbolosu no alodo. Agbolosu kete kretu pada npanyato makazo ogbogedege so wonu mamo keke levo adalevo. Agbolosu chakrisu ebe no gumofali keke tomodo akponu yedokonu agbegbe ahove edamela chianko achiakonu logosiam odubobu yebu esuje hone tom nyina wewu kotokolo wuto afrapola wula mowo neoma omiavedu tete milete tuteleka ba mevo pompo ebe no zimojade kasumado abonu kredo agbatre o agbolosu no alodo. Blakk Rasta moyo zo drama odomo malaka to agabo wono cho fefea
This is the African History class, and my name is Blakk Rasta. Now, today, several years ago, African people put themselves on the map of history, and this is what is referred to as today in African history. Now, today in 1235, in the 13th century, the king of Jollof was defeated by Tira Makan Traore, a general of Sundiata Keita. Now, this happened after the Jollof king had sided with Sumauru, the king of Soso Kingdom, against Sundiata. Today in 1841, 35 Amistad survivors returned to Africa. Today in 1922, in a speech given in New York City on November 25, 1922, Marcus Garvey explained the objectives of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, the organization he believed would lead a worldwide movement toward black liberation. Today in 1975, Suriname gained independence from the Netherlands, and today in 1981, a South African orchestrated coup, sometimes referred to as the Seychelles Affair or Operation Angela, to overthrow the government of Prime Minister Frans Albert René in Seychelles and restore the previous president James Mancham to power failed. This is the African History class, and my name, Blakk Rasta. Now today we're talking about the Bimoba people in our series of the ethnic groups of Ghana. Ghana is such a beautiful country, my brother. We have so many beautiful ethnic groups. I don't call them tribes because when they say tribes, it's all related to savages, right? A tribe of savages. So because of that, I don't like that word tribe. I prefer to use ethnic groups or just people. Instead of saying Bimoba tribe, I say the Bimoba people. This is the African History class. Now the Bimoba ethnic group, my brother, my sister, is a very powerful ethnic group that traces its origins from several schools of thought. Now, oral history suggests that some clans and subgroups of the Moba people, that's how they are called, the Moba people, we call them the Bimoba, but their traditional name is the Moba. So say, I'm a Moba. So some clans and subgroups of the Moba people migrated westwards from the Sudan region around 1500 AD after Sundiata Keita, long after that. Possibly in the aftermath of the Shilluk reign. They are a Gur-speaking ethnic group mainly located in the northeastern part of Ghana. They are also in Togoland, the northwestern part. My brother, my sister, there's another school of thought that says that many Bimobas are believed to have migrated southwards from present-day Burkina Faso following the collapse of the kingdom of Fadagurma around 1420 or the late 17th century. These are two different dates, and this is another school of thought. Now, another school of thought says the Bimoba ethnic group is widely considered a combination of different smaller groups, including the Bims, the Moba, the Dagams, the Basaris, the Grumas, the Kokombas, all coming together in a big integration, who intermingled to form the current ethnic group known as the Bimoba or the Moba. They settled in the less fertile and more remote parts of the region, which resulted in a clan-based society without a central king or paramount chief, a characteristic that contrasts with neighboring ethnic groups like the Mampusis. My brother, my sister, these are the powerful Bimoba people or the Moba people. Some people also say Bimaoba is the same thing. So you can find them in Togo, you can also find them in Ghana, and they are a Gur speaking people. My brother, my sister, now the Bimoba people are a very, very interesting group of people. Oh my God. And I'm going to tell you more. Hey, they have a special festival that is called the Danjuar Festival. The Danjuar Festival. This is the primary festival symbolically instituted to celebrate the victory of the Turinwe group, a part of the Bimoba, over their enemies in the 17th century. Now, the festival commemorates their ancestors' migration and journey through challenges. It is an occasion for the entire Bimoba community to come together for music, dance, and storytelling, and serves to promote unity, peace, and development amongst the people. It is usually held annually during the dry season after the harvest to thank the gods also for the harvest and also to cleanse all bad omens. Other important rituals in the Bimoba culture include the Koant. Now, the Koant is a lengthy initiation and name-giving process where participants learn a secret language and receive a ritual name, granting them an elevated social status. They also have the Bawan. It's a ritual usually undergone by married men who establish whether they have the supernatural powers to become a Jabba. And what's a Jabba? A religious sub-seer and mediator with their ancestors. They also have weddings, the Bimoba people. And weddings are very important. They join men and women together. And the bride price most of the time would involve cows. Certainly, they have birth rights as well. And I'm talking about child naming ceremonies and all that when children are born. And then also they have weddings and of course funerals. And these are very significant, involving fresh funerals which they call Kumian, and the final funeral rite which is called Kokwang, attended by hundreds of people, including specific rituals depending on the type of death. These are the great Moba people, powerful ethnic group. In Ghana alone, they are estimated beyond 200,000 people. In northern Togo, they are more. They are close to 500,000 people. That's about 500,000. And the group lives in the middle of the Dapan territory. In Ghana, my brother, my sister, they are so respected because they are very peaceful and they love their tradition and culture, and they don't want to be in conflict with anybody. My brother, my sister, they worship a deity which they call Yenu, God, and communicate with their ancestors using shrines. The Bimobas, cultural practices of initiation, which we explained to you earlier, is very important to them. My brother, my sister, you can find them in Burkina Faso, largely in Togo, and also in Ghana. They are a very powerful people. Now, amongst the Bimobas, when they are marrying, there's something called Puopedu. Puopedu. Puopedu is the marriage of a woman in with addition to the women to be married, the groom's family to marriage of a sister. That's quite deep, right? They also have the puokul. If the groom is unable to provide a wife to the bride, then they may have to work in the farm to be able to own the right to have a wife. They have the poor pap, when the head of the family agrees to marry off their daughter. Sometimes if the daughter is not even born yet, amongst the accounts, this is also done. They call it the poor pap. They also have the poor tugnu, which nowadays is an event where women can choose which man can be abducted for them. So amongst them, they can also choose their own men. The women can just go out and point out, I'm ready to get married, and this is the guy I want. And then they will arrange for men to carry this man, abduct him, and take him to a far away corner. They will stay there and be doing their things. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. My brother, my sister, they also have the petulant falu. And it happens when a man dies whilst married. His wife can be married off to his brother after some initiation and some other such rites are done. Finally, they have the puotung or the talon. It's a marriage where the groom's lineage repays to the bride, known as the woman's death. This can make the bride feel forced to stay with the groom if it is not paid. For instance, if a woman no longer is interested in the man and she wants to leave, they would ask you to pay back the bride price. If you are not able to pay it, you will remain with the man. This thing is called the puo tong or the talon. Now the Bimobas naturally are worshippers of gods. But modern day religions have gone in there, and you can find a lot of them holding on to Islam and others holding on to Christianity. My brother, my sister. Now, amongst the Bimobas, they have the diviner, and they call the diviner Chichere. The diviner in the Bimoba society is the one who asks the creator or the gods to do something for the people. In other words, intercedes on behalf of the people. This is the great Bimoba people. And you can find them in Ghana specifically. Well, the whole of Ghana, you find pockets of Bimoba, but they have actually settled in the northeastern region of Ghana, from Nakanduri. And they have their own pronunciation of Nakanduri. They call it Namambur. We say Nakanduri, but they prefer to call it Namambur. Namambur. Repeat after me. Namambur. You say Nakanduri. They say Namambur. It's like The Gombes, you say Yendi, and simply they will just say Naya. Inchala Naya, I'm going to the home of the king or the town of the king. Naya. It's almost like this. The traditional name for Nakpanduri is Nangambur. They also are found in Bunkpurgu. Bunkpurgu. And they have a traditional name for Bunkpurgu. It is Bunkperu. Bunkperu. My brother, my sister, you can also find them in northern Togo at Dapao. They are a very powerful people. Now, Nakanduri historically means a place for eating meat, while Bunkurgu means an old river. In their language, which is called Moar, the language is called Moar. Bunkurgu means old river, Bunkurgu, Bunkurgu. Nakanduri means a place for eating meat, not the Chichinga base. No, a place for eating meat. Because naturally, they are hunters. My brother, my sister, this is the story of the great people known as the Bimoba people or the Moba people, depending on how you want to call it. They also have blood rituals where they slaughter animals for a lot of, sacrifices to represent so many different things. They engage in poultry farming and all that. This is the great Bimoba people. They plant crops like millet, maize, groundnut, sorghum, and yams. They also raise livestock, including cattle, goats, pigs, fowls, and sheep. This is the wonderful, good-speaking people known as the Bimoba.
Luca Production.